It is November now, and my brain is still fixated on the fact that I really want to finish my decluttering project. It really don't matter how long it's taken me to get to this point. I just want to get it done really before the start of the new year. So here I am today in the pantry, because I also like to do my pantry specifically, and like pantry slash kitchen, at least once or twice a year, because I like to take inventory with my eyes as to what I have and what I don't have. And by what I have, I mean what I've purchased and forgotten that I've had, so I can go ahead and use that thing or make plans, okay, to use that thing. And actually this time, I came in here prepared. We have a pantry inventory list, and I'm gonna list the product, the quantity, the expiration date, and any relevant notes. I'm thinking for the notes, that's going to be any immediate thoughts that come to mind about what I wanna use that specific thing for. And then I have these sticky notes because I'm going to make 3 piles. One is going to be items to give away. So that's going to be stuff that maybe I opened and I tried and I wasn't the biggest fan about it, but something in my spirit would not let me throw it away. But I could give that away and see if it would make somebody else happy. And then the other sticky note is for donate, for anything that is unopened and I bought, but I don't think I'm going to be able to use before it expires, or I bought and currently in this present day and time, I'm thinking like, girl, why did you even buy that to begin with? That's gonna be stuff that I donate. And then there would have been a third sticky note, but like for why? Because that third category is gonna be things that I'm gonna right in the garbage. I'm trying to be cutthroat here. I don't wanna keep things up in here that I know with my mind, body, and spirit, I am not gonna use before the end of the year. I don't want to do that. So without further ado, here we go, fam. Oh, you can't even see it. Okay. We got these 2 right here. And then if you've been around for a while, you've actually seen me do one of these before. And then I have 3 sections here. Now, before I really get into this, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge something that I don't think is just a me problem, okay? I don't feel like I grew up in a household that was just spilling over with abundance of food. And I think that has come back for me. You know, it has spun the block for me in my adult life, because now as an adult, there's part of my mind that buys excess because of stocking up financially. It just makes sense, right? If it's on sale and I know it's something that I use, girl, why are you just buying 1? Buy 2, maybe buy 3 if it's a really good deal. But also, I need to acknowledge the fact that I don't really have the space to do that. You know, financially, it makes perfect sense. But as far as what it's doing to my brain cells to open a pantry and be having to dig in the back for things, or forget that I have things, and then I go to the grocery store and forget that I had already bought the backup, like that, it just be tearing me up inside. I may have a touch of buying things with a scarcity mindset. I hate to say it, but I think it manifests itself in another way, because I grew up having everything we needed in the house, okay? Emphasis on need. Wants were ebbs and flows. You know what I mean? Like, mom is only gonna cater to your wants so far. You dig? She's not buying you and your siblings each whatever kind of cookies you want, all the snacks that you want. You know what I mean? Like, mommy and daddy are not doing that. So as an adult, baby, I make the money, okay? I make the rules here. And when I'm in a grocery store, just throw it in the bag. I need to do something about that. Not to limit myself where I never buy the things that I want, but I need to be reasonable about the things that I'm buying that I want in regards to how fast I'm gonna consume said item, which I do better in some areas than others. Like, for example, for ice cream, I'm not gonna buy a gallon of ice cream. Like, you're not gonna see me in the store with my cart or my shopping bag toting a gallon of ice cream unless I'm going to somebody's party, because I know I'm not gonna get through that gallon of ice cream before either 1, I'm over it, or for 2, it freezes over and gets ice crystals, or for 3, like, it just goes bad. So like I'm saying, like, I do better in some areas than others, but that is also something that I'm gonna be thinking about when I go through everything in here, to, like, you know, highlight the areas that I can improve on. I know one area for certain is gonna be snacks, because your girl loves a snack, okay? And she also loves her variety. So have to like think about that while I'm doing it. And also while I'm facing here, I'm looking at my baking section, if you will, and right here immediately in front of my face, your girl has 2 cans of yeast, or not cans, jars of yeast. When the last time I had baked some bread? When's the last time I had baked some bread? I don't know how I got 2. It could have been an oversight. It could have been a blip in the grocery order because, you know, sometimes you order 1 and you accidentally get 2. I don't really know what happened there, but like I said, I'm running my mouth right now. What I'm trying to say is that welcome to the section of this video that is the pantry declutter. And we're also going to get up there and declutter those sauces. And we are also going to tackle these seasonings in the atmosphere here. And my eyes are looking at the top of my refrigerator. And I know I have some stuff up there that can just kick the bucket. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now that I've officially stopped running my mouth, I'm trying to think of how I want to go about this. Is this a take everything out each section and then put things back? Because there is stuff like, my cabinets are deep and there is things all the way back here. Like my full arm is in this cabinet and I'm touching a bag of flour all the way in the back. So let me start from the top, I guess. Top 2 are empty, and it's actually not the worst that I've seen. Okay, that's not even dirty, but I do see that there's like food residue and stuff on the edges, and this would be some sugar of some kind. Yeah, that's definitely somebody's sugar. Okay, let me wipe this out, and then we could talk about what's going on in the atmosphere here. I tend to keep the pantry at least like somewhat semi-sorted, as in like all of packaging type things like foil, plastic wrap and stuff tends to be together, baking stuff tends to be together, snacks, so on and so forth. But I also am realizing that I have had some things for several years that I only use maybe once or twice a year, and that it's really not worth my pantry space. Like I don't use solo cups literally for anything, which is why, I kid you not, I think I have had this package of solo cups for maybe 3 or 4 years at this point. With that being said, I think this is going to be something that I put in the giveaway pile because I know people use this at a faster rate than I do. And judging by my use of these, girl, I'm going to have these until the year of our Lord 2030 and I really don't need them. Same thing with these straws. Same thing with napkins. Like I use majorly unpaper towels, and then when I'm not using that, I have paper towel. So why do I also have napkins? I don't know. But I also have some like nice dinner ones from Janetta. They gotta go. I'm just gonna, I think I have one more use out of this, so I actually just bought this today. Wax paper. Why do I need wax paper? I don't know, so it's gone. Another project of mine coming up is going to be actually decluttering all of the other cabinets, and my spirit is telling me that my slow cooker is about to be one of those things that I donate. So in lieu of that, I'm also going to sacrifice these and put them in the giveaway pile. I have 3 cling wraps. Do I use cling wrap? Yes, but not very often because the majority of my Tupperware has lids. Like honestly, the majority of my Tupperware is glass and all of my glass containers have lids. So I don't necessarily rely on plastic wrap a lot. Now, immediately I know I'm gonna need some during the holidays, but I don't need 3 of them. So this is 200 square feet, this is 80 square feet. I don't know when I'm gonna use this much plastic wrap, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that away. Popcorn bags, really cute. Now, have I used these? Yes, but when the last time I used these was, girl, it's probably been like 4 or 5 years. So this is what I'm saying, okay? Like, come close to me, or let me come close to you. I'm really trying to be cutthroat, okay? And cutthroat as in, if I have not used it in an extended period of time and I don't have an immediate need for it within like the next 30 to maybe even 90 days, I want it out. I remember buying and refreshing some of this maybe last year. So I'm not really trying to give any of these away. And this is like my baking and piping stuff. So this is cool. When did these even expire? April 2024. Okay. I don't want no cookies that look like this. I don't want them. And honestly, this does not even have an expiration date on it. So I'm going to toss that. Neither does this chocolate. There's no date on that. Every holiday season, run up on me with some of these because they're so good. I think I just had so many last year that I just didn't get to finish them all. And it says 3/31/24, so they gotta go. How many are in here? I guess like 6 or 7 in here. Well, okay. I'm also straight on double good. Can we get these babies to do a different fundraiser outside of just popcorn, please? Please. And also the elders, because the old folks be coming in hot with their double good fundraisers. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the giveaway pile. They're not going anywhere, okay? If you know, you know. I'm embarrassed. I know I bought this last year during Christmas season. I know for sure I bought this. April 14, 2024. Okay. I got this from the dollar store. Will I be repurchasing this again when the holidays come around and I do like a little at-home movie night snack board kind of thing? Yes. I just won't be buying so many bags. I'll just buy one. But this was actually good. This is trash. We had a conversation a while back about why I don't understand why kids like Kraft macaroni and cheese. The question has still never been answered. And also, I don't know why kids like these either, because they're gross. They're nasty. I'm gonna give those away. Let somebody else figure that out. All right, I'm gonna sit here and go through all of this. There are some like candy type snacks in here. Like everything in here is fine because I recently just put this in here, but I have Whoppers from Easter, so I need to check the back for the date on that, so on and so forth.
I don't wanna waste my time, don't wanna waste my mind. I wanna get off this ride, I wanna make it right. 이미 찢어진 맘, I'm ready to go, go low, go low. 이미 오래된 말, you left me alone.
This is not bad. Now, I can't do anything about the fact that these cabinets are deep, so what I will say is that everything on this top one, everything that's in here is closer towards the front, which I actually like. And then this cabinet, which functions as kind of like a snack cabinet, if you will, is not packed to the brim at all, but I did go ahead and push things back. For what reason I decided to do that on this shelf versus this one, I don't know, but I'm gonna live with this for a little bit and see. But at least now when I look in here, I can quite literally see every single thing that I have, and I'm not having to reach back into the back and move things around. All right, moving on.
I don't hate you, but the way you just grip my heart, break my heart. 나를 무너지게 해, and you might be 너는 널 위한 데려가. 이제 나가와.
Okay, my baking heart is on full display right now, and I have no notes. I have no notes. I really enjoy baking, especially during like the holiday season, if you will. And what I tend to do is stock up during the season for the next season, because quite a few of these things, as we've discussed before, go on sale during the holiday period. And if they're not going to go bad before I have the opportunity to use them, why not? This is an area where I need to pare back because this is a lot. This is a lot, okay? This is a reminder to myself that I am probably not going to need to buy flour at all this upcoming holiday season. So that's cool. I'm hoping there's not very much that's not good in here, because that's going to save me for holiday baking. I know I just keep harping on that, but I'm hoping that I can clear out a good bit of this and then just be like, skirt girl, pump the brakes. There's no need for you to be galloping around a Kroger, a Target, a Whole Foods, a Publix, anything, gathering baking supplies. You need to chill. These, though, I am for sure going to throw away. These are vanilla beans. I don't remember when I bought these, which is ridiculous because vanilla beans are expensive. but I do have my homemade vanilla extract, which has been going since October 23rd of 2020, and still going, still making moves. Now, what I will write down here is that I need to order, unfortunately, some more vanilla beans, but I will do that closer to Christmas because this may actually be enough vanilla extract to get me through holiday stuff, and then I can reinfuse it with fresh vanilla beans and then just have that sitting up for months until it's time for me to use. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
I never wanted us to be like this. I never wanted to leave. All I ever wanted was to be myself. That's all I wanted. Go 기대야만 하냐고, 떠나야만 하냐고.
Made it to the end of yet another phase. Everything up here is Gucci. Now look, I have 5 bags of Nestle Toll House semi-sweet chocolate chips. Everybody and their mom this year is about to get these chocolate chip cookies because I got to get them out of here. There are 2 bags that don't expire until like mid 2025, but those other 3 expire, I think I saw like January of 2025, and I just don't foresee myself using them outside of the holidays, at least not 3 full bags. So I'm gonna get rid of those. And then there were a couple of things that I had questions on, like stuff like cornstarch. This expired at the beginning of this year, but what are the ramifications of not replacing cornstarch when it expires? Like, I would love to give this a year past the expiration date, but I don't know whether or not that would result in like a poor product or something, because the reason why this is coming to mind, because it's just like yeast, right? So my yeast just so happened to be good until, what is this, March of 2026? But I have used old yeast before, and all I have to do is just see if it's dead, like make the water, put it in here and see if it foams. But I don't know if that's the same case for cornstarch. Like, I don't know if there's a test that you can do with cornstarch to see whether or not it actually is bad. So I'm gonna have to do some digging into that. Same thing with cream of tartar when it comes to baking. I know I don't use this very often. And honestly, the only thing that comes to mind for cream of tartar is when I make snickerdoodle cookies, which everybody's getting snickerdoodle cookies this year too, because I got to get rid of this flour, okay? I don't know if the logic behind replacing things like cornstarch and cream of tartar is the same as it is for something like baking powder. Like, when your baking powder is out of date, you can visibly see that it affects your baked goods because they just don't rise properly. Same thing with yeast. But I just don't know. And with that being said, the other things that I just don't know about are Hershey's Cocoa Sweetened Flaked Coconut. It says it expired in July, but it's not opened. These are the things that I don't know about. So I'm gonna stick them off to the side and go on to the internets and find out what people are saying about those. Push comes to shove, if I have to replace any of those items, that's fine. Like, everything else had pretty clear like expiration dates, which that stuff is down there. And also some of that stuff had dates on it that were rubbed off, and I was just like, based on what this is, I'm not going to chance it. Something like vanilla bean paste. I love using vanilla bean paste for sugar cookies because you can see the flecks in it. I also love using this for like a white icing because you can see the vanilla flecks in it and it just looks so nice. But the expiration date has rubbed off since the last time I used it, and because I'm not really sure, I'm just going to go ahead and toss it. That one hurts a little bit because vanilla bean paste is kind of expensive. So with that being said, these are the only things right here that are going back in the baking cabinet, including this right here. And this is the stuff I'm just going to leave out because I need to do a little bit of research first. Tell me why. I was about to say this is actually not bad, but I don't know because I have not checked the dates on these cans. But my canned goods, I have a feeling, are Gucci because I tend to just rotate through the things that I have, and I don't believe that I sit on my canned goods very long, because when I buy them, I have an intent for use. And usually I'm buying them to use for a recipe that I went to the grocery store for. So all hope is not lost with that. And like I said, I did go to the grocery store this morning, so there are a couple of things that I'm already gonna pull out because they just got bought, and they've been bought with recipes already in mind, lined up for like the next week or two. So I'm not too much worried about them. And also I'm gonna insert a note here on the notes that I've been keeping. I am not logging anything that I routinely go through and replace. I'm logging the things that are kind of like one-offs, or things that I don't tend to use very often, so I can keep those in mind. So stuff like tomato sauce, I go through that regularly. I'm going through canned beans regularly. Stuff like my peanut butter, stuff like that, I'm not logging. I am, again, focused on stuff that maybe a one-off, or maybe something that I didn't really care for all that much, but not bad enough to give it away, but I just need to keep in mind to use. Like such as these black eyed peas. Babes, I was supposed to make black eyed peas this past January, and I did not. So these I'm gonna write in here, because I want to make black eyed peas, because I've never actually made black eyed peas on my own before, and I really want to try them before these beans go bad. And it looks like I have until June of next year to do that, and really black eyed pea season for me is like January to March. Suspicious is this can of sliced peaches. Apparently it expired, oh my gosh, I was reading the wrong date, sorry. This expires in 2026 July. Gotta have myself my bag. So I guess this would replace that item as the only thing suspicious. I saw these at the grocery store a while back, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. These are well, this is Starkist Smart Bowls rice and beans with tuna, spicy pepper flavor. And because my little tuna packs pop off so hard, I was willing to give this a chance, but this has also been in the cabinet since the beginning of summer, and we are like a sneeze from winter at this point. So I'm gonna pull this out to try it this week. If I like it, fantastic. If not, at least I know in my brain to never buy it again. But everything else can go back in the cabinet. Nothing was expired. Now at the bottom, I mean, real talk, let me pull out the sweet potato. At the bottom, I was gifted these, okay? They're like little tuna things to go, and I think the pack that I got had 6 or 8 in them, and I have 4 left, so I've already pulled 2 out to eat this week. And then I'm gonna move these up from the bottom to the midsection so I can put my eyes on them, get this stuff back in there, and then we only have 1 more cabinet in this pantry to go. And I'm so excited because that bottom cabinet, it shouldn't be anything but like maybe like 2-3 food items. Ciao. Okay. This is the stuff that's going. Now, most of this was already open and mostly used, so I'm gonna consider this a win. And then this is the stuff I pulled out that I'd be okay with like giving away to someone. Not much to donate, but giving away for sure. Is it a different day? It is. But we gonna keep going. We gonna keep going. We're not gonna lose this momentum. Let me pull you down some. I also feel like I was doing a heck of a lot of yapping during this last decluttering segment, and because all that does is end me up with a whole bunch of footage that I struggle to get through to edit, I'm just gonna hush. So cue the time lapse. We're gonna go through everything in this cabinet, which is basically where I keep like my oils, vinegars, liquid sauces, and the like. Figure out what's good, what's not, you know, same old thing. Because of oil and vinegar's tendency to last a literal lifetime, I'm not expecting to have to toss very much, if any, of this, but pigs fly every day, babe. Now I know these are not the sesame seeds that I have been looking for like 2 months. And swore up and down I did not have. No! So this is what we have from this round. Not too bad. And actually all of these items are ones that I feel like I just want to do a little bit more research into. Mainly because of what types of things they are. Like, for example, hot sauce. Does hot sauce actually, like, when do you know to throw away hot sauce? Okay, because as quiet as it's kept, I don't think anybody is regularly checking the expiration dates on the things in their pantry, especially when it comes to sauces and vinegars of the like. But it's like, how do you know a hot sauce is ready to be tossed? Because I understand that it's fermented and that can affect the flavor, but this smells like regular Tapatio to me, and apparently it expired over the summer. So I'm gonna do some interneting for that, as well as for these two oils in particular. This is like chili oil and then sesame oil. This is my favorite one, by the way, to put on like white rice with eggs. Really, like any type of Asian dish that you feel like needs just a little bit of whoop, there it is. This is gonna do it. But yeah, I just want to do a little Googling to figure out whether or not I truly need to toss these two, or if there's like a surefire way for me to tell whether or not they've expired. So with that being said, this is everything that we're keeping. So let's put it up. Ask me how I ended up with 3 of the same soy sauce. I don't know. I'm blaming pickup, because that's the kind of stuff that they like to do when they don't have the size that you actually want it. This is some tea that I had tried last winter, and baby girl, this was so nasty to me. I could not, and I feel like I was supposed to spin the block and try this again, but it's a no for me, dog. What else? I also bought these last winter, and by how I be cooking in here, I'm pretty sure that these are going to be sticky or like soft, so I'm going to just trash those. And then everything else will just go back in the cabinet because everything else is a-okay. With the exception of this. This has no date on it, but I bought this this past June, I think. I think I bought it this past June. Anyway, it's black tea, house-made blend, so I'm also just going to make myself a note to try and drink this up by the end of the year too. And last but not least, for the food items would be things that I just keep on top of the fridge, which is basically like nuts and seeds and that kind of thing, along with cereal. So I'm gonna go through this stuff real quick, not anticipating throwing a whole lot away. One offender I do see for sure is this here. I don't even know how long I've had this, which means 100% it needs to get thrown away. But everything else, ooh girl, I already said I was throwing this granola out, so don't be mad, it's been in here since the middle of summer. I'm sure it's stale. Okay, let me just out myself. So I took this out of some granola. No, not granola. It's called trail mix. I took this out of some trail mix because I did not like these things in there. And I was like, oh, let me repurpose it. Maybe I can stuff these into some cookies. Baby girl, I don't even know how long ago that was, because I never even wrote the date on the jar. These are the nuts that I got from Costco earlier this year that I was not sure that I wanted to keep for the purpose of making a sauce, but I thought that the flavor was a little bit too strong for me to eat. So you know what? I'm gonna give these away, but I'm gonna put them in one of those hefty bags because I'm not about to give away my mason jars. I'm not. somebody will like them, I'm sure. The flavor was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. The only other thing that I'm not sure about is this popcorn, because again, I had made this mistake of putting this in here. Oops, sorry. I made the mistake of putting all of these popcorn kernels in here without putting a date on this jar, which, girl, stop doing that. So I'm gonna have to make popcorn pretty soon to see whether or not the popcorn is stale. If it's stale, obviously I'll throw it out, but if not, I'm just gonna remind myself, hey girl, you have popcorn here, make some. I got this from my job. They do this every now and again, but there's snacks in here that I know I'm not gonna eat. Like this little blueberry wafer thingy. Gonna give that away. Actually, girl, I might eat the rest of this. No, I really like these chocolate chip ones. The soft and chewy chocolate chip ones. I don't really like these that much, so I'm gonna give those away too. But everything else can stay here. And if you're curious, the Crunch Case boxes, I believe you can buy them online somewhere, maybe like Amazon. And they just come like filled to the brim with snacks. But I've got some like cheese crackers that will come in handy for sure. One of my favorite OG granola bars. Also from the same brand, I have it in peanut and trail mix flavor. Both of these are good to me. And then I've got some M&Ms. And I don't have a container for all of these other little snackies, so I'm just gonna stack them on top in here. So at least I'll see them, because on the top of the refrigerator, sometimes I'd be forgetting what I put up there. But yeah, voila, this is it. Going back on the fridge. Look, I know at the beginning of this video, I said that I was gonna declutter the pantry and also the spice rack. I did not get around to the spice rack. So considering that I have enough footage for a full video with just the pantry, what I'm gonna do is declutter this now, but I'm gonna include it in the next decluttering video, which I believe is going to be under my kitchen sink. We're gonna do dishes and kitchen trinkets along with the spice rack. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next declutter episode.